I was having a relaxed chat with my co-pilot when suddenly a crack appeared on the windshield in front of him with no apparent point of impact. I immediately reported our situation to the control tower. The front windshield of a commercial aircraft has 3 layers, yet the innermost layer was the one that cracked. This significantly increased the danger level. I prepared to descend and make an emergency landing in Chengdu, but then the windshield couldn't withstand the pressure and shattered completely. Ground air traffic control noticed the anomaly at this point, because the broken glass from the windshield had flown into the engine. The co-pilot and the chief flight attendant also sensed something was wrong. They came to the cockpit door trying to call out, but inside the cockpit, the co-pilot and I faced an even greater challenge. I desperately tried to pull the first officer back inside, but the wind pressure was overwhelming. I had to find another solution. The aircraft's violent turbulence caused passengers in the cabin to panic. I immediately executed a turn, resulting in cabin decompression. Oxygen masks dropped from the overhead bins. Passengers donned them one by one. Air traffic control continued calling me incessantly, but I had no time to respond. The aircraft was about to enter military airspace, yet determined to pull the first officer back inside, I made a bold decision. I initiated a rapid descent at 2,943 meters per minute. Ground-based military air traffic control detected my deviation. Then, abruptly, I commanded the aircraft to climb, successfully pulling the first officer back inside. My other crew member was also rushing toward the cockpit, but the wind outside was too fierce. He could only inch forward with the passenger's help. Finally, the flight attendant grabbed him and pushed him into the cockpit. He quickly closed the door. Cabin pressure was restored to normal levels, yet oxygen levels remained low. Upon entering the cockpit, he first fitted the first officer with an oxygen mask. Then it was my turn. After regaining consciousness, I signaled him to call the emergency code. To ensure a successful diversion, the ground operations manager notified the control tower to delay all aircraft yet to take off and divert all aircraft already airborne to make way for mine. They even cleared 2 runways specifically to facilitate my aircraft's safe landing. At this point, police, medical personnel, firefighters, and security teams were all prepared. Meanwhile, firefighters, medical staff, SWAT units, and traffic police were fully mobilized, all heading to Chengdu Airport to provide support. Inside the airport, some delayed flights caused confusion among passengers. At this moment, the Air Force Air Traffic Control suspended all flight training to accommodate the aircraft I was piloting. The aircraft was about to reach the nearest airport, but a new problem arose. The remaining fuel amounted to approximately 27,000 pounds. Converted to weight, that's 12.5 tons, equivalent to 2 to 4 adult African elephants, or a fully loaded heavy truck. A direct landing risked exceeding weight limits. I then directed the aircraft to turn in another direction. The flight attendant attempted to call each crew member inside the cabin. At this moment, the cabin depressurized. We must descend to 3,000 meters for sufficient oxygen. But the aircraft is currently over the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau, where the average altitude is 4,500 meters. This is undoubtedly a major challenge. Yet the greatest obstacle now is the cloud bank ahead. To descend toward the airport, we must penetrate this cloud layer, but entering it would be like throwing the aircraft into a blender.